Hey everybody, we are just getting set up. Give us just a few minutes to get comfortable and wait for some people to join, and we will get started. We're just gonna give it just a couple minutes just for people to join.
Okay, all right.
And we'll get started in just a little bit. Good morning, by the way. I haven't even said good morning.
We have a new face today.
Yes, I am the second Micah from It Crowd Marketing. So, and we're excited to be doing this because we had such a good response last time, and we've actually had quite a few questions come through since then that we would love to get answered, and I know a lot of people want to be involved. So I'm actually going to move this. The beauty of being live. Make sure you're in it. Perfect.
All right.
Awesome. So we will go ahead and get started. And be sure to watch through to the very end. We're going to be about 30 minutes, so make sure to watch towards the end because we're going to be making a very special announcement regarding the upcoming mentorship program, which will be launching in actually just a few days. So this is a very exciting weekend.
Sure is. Years and years or decades and decades of the desire to launch this is now coming to a fruition. And it's a great landmark, and it's primarily happening because of the intense amount of work Micah and Micah team has put together. For the listeners, if you don't know, we got two Micahs on our team. The It Crowd company has been managing this entire launch, and they've done a phenomenal job. And this is a male Micah, and we had a female Micah. Last time, and they have really taken all the thoughts, all the ideas, and really put it in a form where everybody can relate to and we can truly execute it.
We are very proud to be a part of this program with you, and we know that you've dedicated the majority of your life to make this happen. So we are very honored, very, very honored. So we can actually jump right in because we have quite a few questions to start out with. And all these questions are based around like health, wealth, happiness, all kinds of topics. So actually, a very good one to start with would be, what is a piece of advice you were given as a young kid that sticks with you to this day?
It is in one of my videos too. I don't know if Mike has loaded that video or not, but the three pieces that my dad passed on to me were, one is do your duties. Just because somebody else doesn't do their duty does not absolve you of you not doing your duties. The most important thing is do your duties and define your duties. Second is do no harm. I think physically to do no harm to others, by your words and by your actions, not to do harm to others. But if you can really get to a level where even mentally you don't think negative about somebody, there's the ultimate stage of not harming others.
Yeah.
And the last piece is learn to be happy. Happiness is a cultivated event. It is not borrowed, stolen, created from some ingredients, anything like that. It's truly a desire to be happy. As somebody has always said in the past, I forgot who said this, but they said, for somebody to make you unhappy, you must give the permission to that person first.
I love that.
And if you really think about it, that is true. You really, before somebody can make you unhappy, you are giving that person the permission to make you unhappy, because you can block it. And then that doesn't happen. So these three pieces is probably what uh, stuck to me when I was growing up, and my children, from day one, they've heard this. I think totally memorized it. Uh, Whether they've followed it or not, it's for all of you to judge.
That's
Always,
awesome.
my opinion always will be biased, right?
And so I love that you were able to pass that down to your kids too, and that's wonderful.
And now I'm passing on to everybody else. These three principles have really made my life very special, especially for me and hopefully for others. But more than that, it has given me direction, it has given me happiness, it has given me a very tunnel vision of how to live. Because otherwise, we can get lost in this shuffle of life just by mimicking somebody or every day changing the mentor, every day changing the philosophy of life. That just doesn't work.
Exactly. That's awesome. Hope everybody's taking notes because this is great advice. Here's another one. This one's actually from someone in the Philippines, which is exciting. Was there a time you messed up and felt like you failed? If so, how did you bounce back?
um, the fear of failure even exists with me today. Every morning, what makes me keep going is just not wanting to fail. Mm-hmm. And yeah, of course, nobody's life, as far as I know, goes 100% success. And you surely feel low when things don't go your way and you feel you have failed. I felt that many a times. One particular theory that has helped me is as follows during this time. And that is, could I have done anything different? And if the answer is no, then that's all you can do. And second, did I control this event? If I didn't control that event that made me fail, there's nothing I could do. And that has given me a lot of solace. Like, we are all invested, right? The election is coming up. And whatever happens, the market drops 5,000 points. Now, we should have taken probably enough steps and understood all these things, but something unexpected happens. There's nothing I can do. I'm sitting here. The house gets burned for no fault of mine. It's a failure, right? But there's nothing I could have controlled. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't worry. I should not punish myself based on the outcome that I did not control. And I did not take enough precautions. As long as I didn't contribute to the failure, and as long as it wasn't under my control, I perfectly feel fine when I go through this analysis and I pick up the whatever is left at the failure's end. And I always say, if God gives you a lemon, you just make a lemonade out of it.
That's right.
And I don't want to talk religion, and I don't want to talk about politics and stuff like that, because it's a very difficult topic to discuss. But I still don't mind talking about certain things. Certain religions do bring it in the forefront, and it's not a particular religion that I'm totally devoted or against it. But there is in Gita, which is one of the prime guidance book for Hindus, it says that your job is to do your duties, and the outcome is not your responsibility. Just think about it. If you truly give away the outcome's responsibility to somebody else, then you're not worried, right? Then it's not a failure, because you did your duties. And I really go by that statement and that principle. Did I do my duties? Did I do everything I could have to avoid the failure? And things that I didn't control caused the failure, and then I'm fine. That's just I get comfortable with.
Yeah, that's great though, because I know a lot of people have the biggest problem kind of realizing that they couldn't control the issue, and once you kind of put that aside, you can really move forward. Because I know a lot of people have the fear of failure, so I think this is wonderful advice for people to kind of get over that fear as best as possible.
Very true. And the fear of failure keeps me double checking, triple checking, quadruple checking what action I'm going to take. Yeah. There's a good saying, right? You measure twice and cut once. Mm-hmm. and as long as you don't reverse it, generally you'll be fine.
That measurement's not going to be right. Awesome. Let's see. So this one came through, and it's actually kind of about like working with a team in business. Do you have any quick tips for re-energizing an overworked team? This could be valid for a lot of people.
That is true. The only advice I have is bring people who are motivated. I always tell to people in my company, and we have roughly, I would say, between 3,000 to 4,000 employees in our company as we speak. And I always recommend hire for attitude first and performance second. I think I can teach people how to perform better if they have a good attitude. But if I can't teach people a better attitude, regardless of their performances, any employee who doesn't have a good attitude is a bad apple, and bad apple is like a cancer. It will completely infiltrate your company. So don't be held hostage by an employee who has a bad attitude. I would do whatever it takes to create redundancy, get rid of that employee or employees who are causing this problem, and then you have self-starters. I really always say to people, you get what you pay for. There is a reason why certain employees cost more. There is a reason why certain employees cost less. I always look for self-starter. I always look for people who are self-motivated. And let me tell you, incentive. If you give your employees incentive, if they perform well, then there's more likelihood that overwork word will not be even a word in the dictionary of these people. The way we do in our company is we have three kinds of incentives built in certain group of people. One is we measure person's individual goals, and based on their individual goals, they can be qualified for a bonus. And that could be just managing your blood pressure, or quitting smoking, or maintaining ideal body weight, or whatever that is. So individual goals. Then our company is designed with multiple sectors. So then the sector, like if it's a retail, if it's a multifamily, if it's a dental, then if the sector makes money, then they get a certain percentage of the bonus. And the last piece of bonus they can get is their individual contracts. If they perform like a president of the company, this, that, if they perform outside of the budget line, then they get a bonus. And we also have a fourth discretionary bonus that is given from the board. Now that happens because real estate cycles are 5 to 7 years. It happens probably every 7 years or so. If you have a windfall in the company, then we do a discretionary bonuses. And this is very important. So it's a long answer to a short question. It's not an easy problem to solve, but to summarize, get the right group of people and incentivize the right way.
I love that. And that's actually a perfect segue into the next question. So you have a great group of people, but how do you help maintain a successful work-life balance? Or how do you help your team maintain that?
Yeah. So if you have reviewed the heading of our program is life is business and business is life. I truly don't think that they are two separate items. I think they both are just one item. I don't know how you can disconnect business from your personal life and personal life from business. So the balance is what is more important. Like I just had a call from about 15 minutes ago. One of the president of one of our sectors, his mother just got admitted in the hospital. Well, the best thing you can do is give the entire time going forward to take care of the family. And the business will be taken care of by somebody else.
Yeah.
So for the next 24 hours, next 5 days, I don't know how long it's going to take, but that would be the balance for him. Mm-hmm. That means 100% personal, 0% business. Now, yeah. If there is a tremendous issue about business, somebody will reach out and he'll get the call and he'll answer. And someday, let's say the hotel has a fire or hotel has a sprinkler break. then he will not go home. He will go to the hotel and give 100% of the time to fix the hotel. So I really don't think people should worry about work-life balance. I think what people should worry about, what is the top priority that is going to hurt them the most, and let that priority take 100% of their time, and the other priorities goes at the lower likelihood of being attended to at that particular time, and they will just rotate. And then that's the easiest way to think about it.
That's awesome. That's actually the first time I've ever heard it put like that, because I feel like a lot of people truly like split the two. So it's, if you can just find a way to maintain both and be happy with it, you're going to be successful.
Well, you won't believe, we probably will believe, you know me long enough now, but your other Micah and I, we had about 3 to 6 months, we just kept, for a lack of better word, fighting what should be the name of our program.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people have life as a business as their program. A lot of people have how to manage your personal life. And finally, I think I got her on the same page where I was, that life is business and business is life. There is really no distinction.
Yep. I think it's perfect. It's great. Let's see. And actually, we just got one that's on the topic of the mentorship program. Who should apply for the mentorship program?
And also, while you're giving the question, it'd be nice to know where it is coming from.
Oh yeah,
So,
for sure.
Yeah,
This one's from Dallas.
Oh, okay. It is, because then I can kind of create the answer. If it's Philippines, then obviously there's certain things I don't know about.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
If it is Dallas, I have a lot of things I know about. So I can, and also the listeners would love to know where all these questions are coming. I'm very excited. I mean, coming from all over the world, the technologies make all these things happen for us so easy to make it happen. Although a lot of efforts have gone from your side to make these questionnaires happen. Can you say the question again, please?
Yep. Who should apply for the mentorship program?
So, obviously, when we announce what the next step is, we will have that list of the items on the website who should apply. But if you really look at the mentorship program, it is, again, balancing the life. It is finding the ultimate purpose of life, and that is divided into health, wealth, and wisdom. The definition of health is to maintain ideal body weight, to maintain ideal lab work, and to manage chronic conditions, and to be free from addictions, any kind, smoking, alcohol, drugs, whatever you could be addicted to, pain-killing medicines. Although it's hard with the opioid outburst that has happened, it's hard to find now the dependency on pain as much as pain-killing medicine as much as it used to be before. So if you fall into any of these categories in the health, whether you want to maintain your ideal body weight, whether your blood work like cholesterol, etc., that needs to be brought in control, if you have any chronic condition, high blood pressure, heart attack, COPD, lung diseases, cancer, etc., whatever it is, or you're addicted to anything, you should apply for this program. On the wealth side, we generally define wealth as the ability to design a life, to live within the means. It's a very different definition of wealth. And then to work on expanding the means so you can have a much bigger life. So if you fall into this category, A, that you haven't figured out how to live within your means, then you should apply. Or if you want to expand your means, then you should apply. Then the last piece is the relationship, or the wisdom of relationship. And I've mentioned this in the previous programs and all my programs, that even though you may have 1,000 people or 10,000 people in your address book, not everybody can make you permanently unhappy. Mm-hmm. There are very few people can make you permanently unhappy. Not the word happy, but permanently unhappy. So, and generally in my mind, it's about 20 or less. If you are really a big celebrity, maybe there are 50 that can make you permanently unhappy. So this is a program that is teaches you how to not let those people who can make you unhappy make you unhappy. So if you have any relationship that can make you permanently unhappy, then you should apply for this program, because hopefully we can give you insight how to deal with it. So these are the three criterias, broader criterias, and there are smaller criterias that you can use to apply for the program.
Awesome. Let's see. Let's do just a couple more. This one was sent in by Taylor through Facebook. So why are most wealthy people miserable? It's a big question.
No. This is in fact, this is probably a very good question. In fact, I never thought that the wealthy people would be unhappy. And then if you look at my history, I was born in Bombay, and then I came to Columbus, and then I went to Mississippi, and then I came to Dallas. And Mississippi is a great place. I still have a house there. I still go there every month, and then I kind of think Mississippi is my second home. But again, Mississippi, if you look at the per capita income, the number of billionaires, etc., is not compared to Texas anywhere close to it. So when I was getting the wealth accumulation there, I always thought I really need to look at the really wealthy people's life, because they must be truly happy. So then Katrina happened, and I ended up coming in Texas. And once I came to Dallas, as you know, Dallas is the second number 2 place in the entire United States with the highest number of billionaires. So I had, yes, after New York, Dallas is the second one, not Houston, not LA, at least as for the last count. I don't know with redistribution of wealth that has occurred since coronavirus, if things have changed. But and so I did, by good fortune, I did come across meeting with a few billionaires and few people who were far more wealthy than me. And a surprising event occurred when they saw me, and when we met, and they saw how cool, calm, and everything was going out for me, with a very stable family life, very stable business life, very stable health life. They started wondering, and they started asking for my advice. Mm-hmm. So I just started questioning what I thought, that the wealthier you are, happier you are, is absolutely not correct. Mm. Let me tell you why. I think I figured it out. I think when people become wealthier and wealthier, the balance between health, wealth, and wisdom of relationship gets mismatched. Mm-hmm. So either they fall on their health side. I'm just giving a simple example. I met a billionaire, and I went to his office, and he was a oil king, and I'm sitting with him, and he has a laptop out there, and there are all these colors, and he used to trade in oil, and then he would say, okay, sell that, buy that, and he was as much stressed out. So while in the meeting, I asked him, I said, can you not give it to somebody else to do this? And he says, no, I don't trust anybody. So, that's an issue. I mean, you're a billionaire, and you can't transform the thought process that you have to somebody else. Maybe you should revisit that. And then the second thing is, I was looking, instead of numbers, I was just looking at the colors. So I said, why are the colors so prominent on your screen? Because I'm looking at it. He said, well, my eyesight is failing me. So look at this guy's frustration. He can't see, but he still wants to trade billions of dollars and things like that. So again, the health is compromised. Sometimes the relationship. I met with not a billionaire, but a very wealthy individual, about 68 years old or so, and I said, let's meet at 7:30 in the morning, and at my home, and my wife does fantastic cooking. As you know, Smita is a great chef. Yeah. So I said, we'll have a breakfast. And then he says, well, I have a 4-year-old kid that I need to take him to the nursery or wherever. And I'm saying, you're 68 years old, you have a 4-year kid. I said, how does that work? She says, well, I got married and my wife, I didn't want a kid, but my wife wanted a kid. So I have to do this now. So now I transferred another one problem with the other problem.
Mhm.
So, I mean, there's no right or wrong answer, but he wasn't right.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, is this. I don't really think today I'm fully convinced that wealth is not what makes you happy. It's these 3 principles makes you happy.
That's awesome. Let's see. We have enough time for one more question. Let's see.
And I think we should answer the questions we can't answer like this, maybe in writing.
Yep.
So these people get the answers.
Yeah, I'll make sure to send these to you, and we will answer every single one of these because we love all the participation. It's been super exciting.
This is really exciting for me that people are asking these questions. As I always say, I'm not any smarter than anybody that's listening to this. I just have a lot of experience, and I'm just sharing my experience with you. I'm not professing that I have all the answers either.
Yep. So the last one is actually another one from Dallas by Andrew, and he asks, what does it take to be a mentor?
It really doesn't take a whole lot because mentorship can be at any level. But the number one requirement to be a mentor is you cannot just preach. You got to practice what you preach.
Yeah.
And that's it. As long as you practice what you preach, no issues. You will find people to follow you. That will apply to your kids too. You can tell your kids what is right and what is wrong thing to do. They're not going to listen to that. They're going to see what you are doing. And based on that, they will make the determination what they will do. So yes, you can be mentor. Just practice what you preach.
Exactly. That's great advice for everybody. And I think we're about a minute away from 30 minutes. So I know I'm excited and I'm anxious about this announcement. So we'll hand it over to you to kind of let everybody know next steps and what's going on with the mentorship program.
Well, you know more than I do, so I will start, but you finish it.
Okay.
I think everything goes live sometime this week.
Yep. The beginning of next week.
Beginning of next week, and then it will have the actual criteria that how you can apply, what is the application process, what is the acceptance process, and how does it go from there. We are limiting the acceptance to probably the first 20 to 25 people, whatever you guys decide, and there'll be no charge to those people. We just want to prove the concept to the rest of the world, which I'm very fond of. So we're going to do this at no cost to the first 20 to 25 people, and it will be a very selective process because we don't want to get people who are not ready to commit. Or people who just are going to start and drop off because it's not good for them, it's not good for our program. We want to have a 100% success rate. So if we don't accept you, please don't get upset with me. This is just not the right time to accept you. And we'll also tell you when we can't accept you, we'll tell you what will it take for you to be accepted. So you can still come back. We want to help everybody. At the same time, we want to keep our success rate close to 100%. I don't accept anything less than complete success. And then I want to pick and choose the right group of people who are motivated, who really are saying, no matter what happens, I am going to succeed. As I said, I always hire people first for attitude, second for performance. I will put up with any nonsense as long as the right attitude. If they are willing to commit to succeed in this program, I'm all yours.
Great. So yeah, keep an eye out on the website, newsletters, social media, everything, because we'll be making a big announcement when it goes live towards the beginning of next week. So just keep an eye out, and it's a huge cost savings to you that will benefit you for the rest of your life. So this is This is a wonderful opportunity, and we are super excited for this to go live. It's been a lot of work put into it, and it's going to be a big deal. It's going to help a lot of people. We are looking forward to it.
Very true. All of us have put so much efforts in it, but success can only come from you.
Exactly.
We cannot make it successful.
Yep.
We are depending on you. And then when the program goes live, listen, it will have bugs. There's not a single program in the world, in the entire world, that has tried to accomplish what we are trying to accomplish. It's a very humble endeavor on a very small person like me. I don't even measure on the scale of any person's measuring scale, but I have a great ambition, and I think I have a great program, and I think I have a great message, and I think it's a doable message. So I'm counting on you. Help me, help you. There'll be issues with the program. Anybody can criticize anybody. I want constructive criticism, and I want your help making it right. My goal is to make it right. Please help me help you.
Awesome. Well, thank you very, very much for your time today. I think we are over. Thank you, everybody, for participating. And if there are any other questions, feel free to put them in the comments, send them to us on Instagram, email, and we'll answer them right away. And we'll also put up all the other questions and have those answered for you, too, just so everybody gets heard. Have a wonderful day. Be safe, and we'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.
Bye-bye. Time for Micah to have his coffee.